Dissect your hand if your hand in my pudding. Put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poop, yo, bitch get tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, young and trapping out the bando. From the ceiling fan to the damn floor. Tryna stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay. See the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
Trapped inside this spell. Now I feel like your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel that.
Too cold, standing in the middle of the downpour, looking in the mirror 'cause it's only you.
with a slow motion crew, and we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. Play me like a bass guitar, simmer down and mash me up, tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Drive me around in your red Ford, shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, oh, oh, oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. All alive. The devil's in the detail, lingered inside. Oh, a holy crime. But how can I hide you without an alibi?
Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel. Manchester City today take on Spurs. I wasn't planning to do a live stream for this game, but instead I am now. Things change and I am doing a live stream for today's game. Hello to a few of you already in the live chat. I can see here we've got Luvo, we've got Derp and we've got Flavius as well, who is a We Are City club member. Welcome all three of you so far. I'm sure a few more people will be joining this live stream. City at home against Spurs today, and a game which could make or break Manchester City's season. City 8 points off the top of the table in Arsenal, who managed to beat Spurs 2-0 in their previous fixture. And now Spurs face Manchester City. Can City match Arsenal with a win against Spurs and try and close the gap on Arsenal, who are 8 points clear? Of course, if Manchester City were to beat Arsenal in the 2 games they play them, that would not guarantee Manchester City the Premier League title. Arsenal still would have to drop points. So really, City have got to be winning every single game and hoping Arsenal at some point slip up. Pep Guardiola himself doesn't believe Arsenal will slip up. He said that he thinks Arsenal will get 90 plus points this season. He thinks that City cannot compete for a trophy that they're not going to win. That being the Carabao Cup, which they were knocked out against Southampton to, and the one in the Premier League, which is Arsenal's, it's looking like at the moment. This is the City starting 11 now. I've put a 4-3-3 up on the screen here. I think we all know it won't be that, but this is what we're hoping it is going to be. Ederson starts in goal. A back four of Rico Lewis, John Stones, Manuel Akanji and Nathan Ake. Roderick, Grealish and Gundogan. Midfield 3, Mahrez, Haaland and Alvarez front 3. Now, we don't think it's going to be that. It's going to look a lot more like this compared to the Spurs side. So Spurs start with Hugo Lloris in goal. A back 5 of Emerson Royale. Christian Romero is a walking red card in my eyes. Eric Dyer, Davis and Ivan Perisic. Bentancur sits with Pierre-Emile Højbjerg in the midfield too, a player known very well by Pep Guardiola during his time at Bayern Munich, and then a front 3 for Spurs, a very good looking front 3 in terms of attacking quality, not in terms of looks. Kulusevski, Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, the front 3 for Spurs, and that is how I think City will match them up. I don't think City will be going the 4-3-3, I think it will be Stones, Akanji and Nathan Ake along the back 3 for City, with Rodri and Rico Lewis sitting in front. Then Grealish on the left, far left, Mahrez on the right, far right, and Ilkay Gundogan and Alvarez either side supporting Erling Haaland just in behind the big Norwegian. That is the way I see things. Will you guys see things a little bit differently? Ridai's here. Good to be back, Ridai. Ridai, you need to go over to our Discord because we are having your idea. The City FC Curator Club career mode, Ridai. Get on to our Discord server, Ridai, because we've put you in the team, but we need to know some details about you. So get on our Discord server, Ridai. That is going to be coming to the channel. As you can see, he's on a pre-match training, and we play in the same team as City, so just write this same time as City. Just write his comment, say, come on, City, 2-0 prediction. To say, the first live I ever missed somehow, says Ajdin. Well, shame to miss you, Ajdin, but good luck with the pre-match training. I hope it goes well. Flavius is saying goodbye to Ajdin as well. Ridai says we'll do that when the live is done. Great, Ridai. We need you over there. Terry Albion is here. He says good luck tonight. He's wanting a Manchester City win. It's clear as day. A 3-0 prediction from Terry. We've got a 2-0 prediction. A lot of people predicting so far City clean sheet. Thanks for putting me in the live, says Ridai. No worries. Ridai, we had to get you. You come up with like the idea for the City FC thing. You know, you sort of really pushed it forward with everyone else. I'd thought about it, and then you really pushed it forward. So we had to put you, reserve you a place in the team. So head over to the Creator Club tab in our channels in the We Are City server on Discord, and give us all the details we need for you to be in the team. You are in there currently as a number 8 in a central midfield. I think Ajdin was the guy who remembered that you are a central midfielder. So that's why we put you in there in that position. How will City do today? You can see there, 9 games City have played against Tottenham. 5 victories for Spurs and 7 for Manchester City. Goals scored by Manchester City, 23. And goals scored by Spurs, 16. So that shows that there is goals in this game, certainly. How do you guys feel about Manuel Akanji starting again? Is it the right idea? And I've seen a lot of people on social media not quite liking it. More attacking midfield, says Ridai, but central midfield is good. Yeah, you're going to be bursting forward, Ridai. That's what you're going to be doing, bursting forward and creating goals from midfield. With a few others, we've got Grealish to go in that midfield as well. Flavius says, I watched Spurs against Arsenal. They're not really looking their best either. I do believe that City's boys can take this one. Haaland, Mahrez, Kevin off the bench as well. 3-0 City, let's go. Another 3-0 prediction coming in. Yeah, I think City have definitely got the quality to beat Spurs. I don't think City are in the best moment either, and that is what worries me. I think Spurs never tend to be in good form when they play City, but they always seem to turn up, don't they, against City. 4-2 to City, says Ridai. Another big win, but he's predicting 2 goals. Will Harry Kane score today against City? Will Erling Haaland score? I've got Erling Haaland in my fantasy team, but I had Kane captained. So I'm hoping, well, if City then lose, it's sort of it's a double positive then, or a double-edged sword. If City lose but Kane scores a few goals, I get lots of points for my fantasy team. If City win and Kane doesn't get points, for the fantasy team doesn't score, that's fine as well. I like either. Flavius likes Akanji. I feel like he's integrated properly into our team. Yeah, certainly. I just think he's a bench player. I don't think he's good enough for Manchester City, personally. I think he's a bench player. He's good enough for that. I think he's terrible in the air. Absolutely terrible. On the floor, he's decent. And on the ball, I'm not the biggest fan of Manuel Akanji on the ball either. Sophie's here. Hello to Sophie. How are you doing? What are your predictions, Sophie? MK is here as well. What's the link to Discord, says Derp. Well, Derp, do you want to be part of the We Are City Club as well? Maybe you want to join the team. We have around 11 spaces or so left. So let's have a look. Let's have a see here. How do I link this Discord to you guys? I should be able to send a link in here. There should be something like a share server. I'm not sure where it is. Give me a second. I will try and find it for you. There, Derp. I mean, the only other thing is, Derp, just go to the main page and it's there. If you go to just go on the YouTube channel. Along the top where there is the sort of channel art banner, it is there. Let us know if you don't find it. And if you don't find it, then I'll try and find a link to send you. We want you in the team as well, Derp. Of course we want you to be in the team. Flavius has sent me a DM on Discord. Sophie's going for a draw. That's a bit negative, isn't it? Come on now. Don't sit on the fence. It's got to be a win for one or the other. Ridice's goal scorer, maybe Alvarez. Alvarez 2 for Haaland as well. Mahrez, Alvarez and a double for Haaland. 2-0 for Manchester City, says MK. I'll be back. Ridai is back soon. And hopefully you can find Discord. Flavius has sent us a message on Discord. I'll have a read of that after the stream, Flavius. And see what you're saying. City against Spurs. It's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a really good game. I certainly have that in mind, that it's going to be a really good game between two really good sides. Two really good sides. I think Spurs, despite being in a bit of trouble, there you can see why. Flavius is the invite link. All right, well, hopefully Dirk finds it. I think it's just, if he goes to the channel, it's just there in the channel. If he doesn't find it, I'll put it in here. You don't know if you're out to... I think you can post links, Flavius. Try it. Try and put the invite link in here if you can do. That'd be great. Thank you very much for that. So, yeah, Derp, you can join the club. I think we've got 9 spaces left. 10 spaces left in the squad. It's building up there. We want 22 players, so the spaces are building up. Andrew's an optimist, going for a 3-0 for City. He's voting for a City win. So we've had many people say a win now. We've had a 3-0, a 2-0. Derp has joined. Thank you very much, Derp. The details are on there, what you have to submit to be part of the club. So 3-0 from Andrew. We've had a 2-0 for MK. We've had a 1-1 from Sophie. Ridai's gone for a 4-2. Flavius has gone for a 3-0. Derp has gone for a 3-1. Terry's gone for a 3-0. Adjin's gone for a 2-0. So quite a few predictions coming in. A few are saying clean sheets. Great to have you in the Discord, Derp. You can be part of the City FC career mode as well then, which is great to see. There's a video on the channel, a live stream that I did. Go and check that out. That will give you all the details. Did that on Monday for you guys, and that is when I set the Discord out. I've been having a bit of help on the Discord from Flavius, telling me how to do things, how to sort things out, and I think he's getting better. Did you do a live about the career mode, says Ridai? I did, Ridai, yeah, on Monday. Go and check it out. Or after this, or go and watch it. There's a live about it. All little details. We discussed it with people and what is going on. And then you can submit all your details for your player if you want them to be in the club. So, Kane has got 4 goals in 14 games against Manchester City. And he scored 1 for Norwich and Spurs against City. So he scored for Norwich against City as well. I think he scored a hat-trick in the last season. That's the only time he scored against City. I can't believe that. I can't believe that that's the case. Heung-min Son, he's been out of form, hasn't he, for Spurs? No doubt he'll turn up today and be unbelievable. But so far for Spurs this season, he's been terrible. Absolutely terrible. And you're watching him, you're thinking, he cannot be a top player this season. You know, last year, he was a top goal scorer with, 14, 15 goals? Erling Haaland has already surpassed that this season with his goals tally in in January, which is ridiculous, isn't it? And to think that Haaland hasn't scored in quite a few games as well. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has scored 5 in his last few games, so far for Spurs. That's pretty good. Really sorry to hear that, Ridai. That is a terrible injury. I hope you can recover quickly. That is a terrible injury. The ACL is a tough one to take, isn't it? But you'll come back stronger, certainly. You'll come back stronger. Spurs is sort of running now. They've got City today, Fulham on Monday, then 5th of Feb, Manchester City again, Leicester City on the 11th of February, West Ham on the 19th of February, and Chelsea on the 26th. A strong running there for Spurs. I expect them to pick up wins against Leicester and West Ham, who are in poor form. Maybe even Chelsea. They're not looking too good despite the new signings. But Fulham will be the difficult one for them. They are doing pretty well, aren't they, Fulham? Up there in the Premier League table this season. Been very impressed with them. And if you're part of the We Are City Silver Club, we've been doing a live sort of career mode with Fulham. Another one went out today, episode 1 of season 2, and the next episode of season 2 will be out on Thursday. So you don't have to watch them there and then. You can go back and watch them and see the lives afterwards if you are part of the We Are City Silver Club. So that is something you can do there. Ridai says, yeah, hopefully I'll be back next season. This career mode is literally going to be my best season. Very true, Ridai. Well, let's hope you play well. So you play away. I'm the manager of this career mode that people voted for, Ridai, and I'm a harsh man. If you play a couple of our games, I might be tearing up that contract. So you best play pretty well. And Derps is still angry after that United game. Don't remind me, Derp. It was absolutely atrocious refereeing, wasn't it? And I don't want to see that again. I do not want to see anything like that again. It was funny, isn't it, that United drew 1-1 after an absolute cracker from Michael Olise from a spot kick yesterday. And United rightfully complained that they should have had a penalty. I think they should have had a penalty. It was a foul on Scott McTominay. But United fans moaning about VAR, saying that it's cost them. Well, it gained you 3 points the other week. So I don't know what you complain about, because it got you 3 points in the Manchester derby. And a lot of people, funnily on social media, saying, well, Chris Richards, who fouled McTominay in the box, he wasn't, interfering with play there. That is what United fans seem to splurt out, didn't they, and just regurgitate over and over again. Well, he wasn't interfering with play about Marcus Rashford on the goal for United's opener in the derby. Well, Chris Richards wasn't interfering in play for Crystal Palace, and that is why United didn't get a penalty. I watched the highlights yesterday, didn't see the game, but Spurs are a different sort of team than Manchester United. Although, saying that, Spurs will want to play on the counter against City, won't they? That is certainly what Spurs want to do. They want to play on the counter against City, like Manchester United do against City, and that worries me as well. Hopefully my character puts his best game, play like my prime, which is 15 goals and 28 assists, says Radai. That is incredible numbers, Radai. I don't even think, even in our most successful career mode so far, is even a Kevin De Bruyne or an Erling Haaland pulled out those sorts of numbers. However, in our third season of career mode, in our first season of career mode, I think Erling Haaland, I'd have to look back at the community votes, I think Haaland scored 70 goals, didn't he? 70 goals in 50-something games, which is insane. So perhaps it is possible. 15 goals and 28 assists. Remember, we're playing in League One to start. That's what you guys have voted for. I don't think you'll be getting those sorts of numbers in League One. But if you do, incredible. Absolutely incredible. And if you do that in the Champions League and the Premier League, when we get there, then you will be probably our star player, Redeye. Hopefully you don't pick up any injuries. I mean, FIFA's a good one for the injuries, isn't it? It gives you the injuries, and we might see a few of them as well. So, like a minute or so away from kickoff, only a few minutes away from kickoff, the players should be coming out onto the field pretty soon now. And it's going to be interesting, this game, certainly. I mean, I don't think City fans are so confident. When I think about it, I don't think City fans are confident at all. When they've seen the team, they're not entirely sure City are good enough to win this game. I think Laporte should be in there if he's fit. I think Ruben Diaz should be in there if he's fit. I prefer them to especially Akanji. I think Laporte is obviously a better player than Nathan Ake. Laporte's only played like 4 Premier League games for Manchester City this season. If that doesn't tell you that he might be on his way out, I don't know what will. Of course, İlkay Gundogan has been linked with a move away from Manchester City today. Jose Alvarez, who used to leak the Manchester team sheets before the game, the City team sheets, he used to leak them before the game. He has said that City and are going to part ways with İlkay Gundogan, that Barcelona have agreed a free transfer for the Manchester City captain, and he will be joining them this summer on a free transfer. That is a shame to see, isn't it? We obviously don't want that. We don't want İlkay Gundogan to go, considering how good he actually is and how good he has been for Manchester City. But as far as I know, İlkay Gundogan will be moving to Barcelona. That is very reliable news from Jose Alvarez. He certainly is pretty good, so I wouldn't discount that news straight away. I can't see him not going there now. So I think we're just gonna have to accept it. Accept that, you know, he's probably going somewhere. İlkay Gundogan, possibly away from Manchester City. And that is a big shame, isn't it? I don't want to lose İlkay Gundogan. I really don't want to lose İlkay Gundogan at Manchester City. But I think at the moment, we're not going to have a choice. I think he's going to go. I genuinely do believe İlkay Gundogan is going to go. So City versus Spurs here. And for whatever reason, I'm having trouble. Where's the game gone? Where is Manchester City gone? Because I haven't got Manchester City anymore. What's going on here? City then Spurs. I assume we've kicked off now, guys. I'm a little bit behind. I'm going to start the clock. I assume we've kicked off. But I've lost the game for a second here, so you're going to have to just bear with me. But will City win? A lot of you guys are predicting City will win, which is obviously great. I'm not entirely certain myself. City don't tend to play so well against Spurs, no matter how bad Spurs are doing. So 8 seconds into kickoff, and Spurs have a throw in with Ben Davies here. Davies back to Eric Dyer. Dyer on the ball here for Spurs now. Romero. Chris is here, evening to Chris. See, I feel like Diaz was fully fit. He would have started over Akanji, says Flavius. Yeah, I agree with that. I do think he would have started. Probably something around the 70th minute. If we're winning, he might come on to try and shore the lead up. City going to win this as MK. So we've got Chris here as well. Great to have Chris. Flavius says it's kicked off. It has. I'm about 47 seconds in. So you can time your clock up with mine if you're watching. And you can listen to me as commentary. If not, you can always, if you can't watch the game, you can watch it, well, on here. Listen to me like, I suppose, watching the radio. At the moment, it looks like Rico Lewis staying at right back there, but he's immediately drops into the middle, and Stones goes back to Edison in the purple today. Edison. Out to Nathan Ake at left back. Little turn away from Emerson Royale. Jack Grealish is on this left-hand side. A heavy touch by Grealish. A tackle from Emerson Royale. And a throw-in has gone Manchester City's way. There's quite a few empty seats at City today. Of course, I couldn't make it because of the weather. And it looks like a few people couldn't have made it to the Etihad today. They've also been charging £86 for the cheapest ticket for today's game. And understandably, people have said, well, guess what? We're not turning up then. And I can understand that from the City fans. Nathan Ake with a throw-in down to Ilkay Gundogan. Captain goes back to Manuel Akanji. And he goes across to Edison. Spurs with a high press from Kane. Kulusevski and Son. City riskily play it around them. Ake. Rodri. Ake. Down the line to Jack Grealish into Rodri. Good play by City. You break the Spurs press and City are in now. Gundogan into Julian Alvarez. But it's a poor ball by Gundogan into Alvarez. He's ahead of him. And cut out by Perisic. Hoping for a more vibrant and confident City tonight, says Chris. I'd like to hope so. I'd like to hope so, but I don't know. Here's Harry Kane for Spurs. Into wing-back Emerson Royale on this right-hand side. Royale finds the Swede Kulusevski. Back into Højbjerg. Little 1-2 with Bentancur. Into Eric Dyer on the centre circle. Højbjerg again. Back to Dyer once more. City's press there, pushing them back. It is Julian Alvarez and Ilkay Gundogan in behind Erling Haaland. Grealish on the left. Mahrez on the right. Rico Lewis sitting alongside Rodri at times. He's at right back now. Perisic wins the header. Only as far as John Stones, and Stones back to goalkeeper Edison. Well, Spurs are going to try and press it today. That's clear to see. Rico Lewis picks up for Manchester City. Starting at 18 years of age in a Premier League winning side. That shows the quality that young Rico Lewis has. Nathan Ake. In space, Akanji chooses to go to Rico Lewis instead. Wide to John Stones, who's driving from this right-hand side. Stones playing as if he's the right back and Lewis is a midfielder. Lewis into Akanji. Nice left-footed pass to Akanji to feet. Grealish in space on this left-hand side. Akanji to Ake. It finally finds Jack Grealish on this left, who's surrounded by two Spurs players. Has to check back. Drags back the ball with his right foot and flicks it to the path of Nathan Ake behind him. Akanji. Akanji looking for a long pass here. Switch of play from Akanji out to Mahrez. Perisic, the Croatian, who got through the World Cup semi-finals, gets ahead on that behind for a throw-in. Mahrez takes it quickly to Alvarez. Rico Lewis for Manchester City. City did a more dominant side in possession so far. Akanji. Rodri. Wide to Grealish on this left-hand side. He's surely going to get the better of Emerson Royale today. Kulusevski getting back to help his side defensively. Rodri, a little clip in. Rodri to the far post to Mahrez. Perisic knocks it on, but only as far as Mahrez, who predicted that. Mahrez. Rico Lewis. Swung in by Lewis to Erling Haaland, and push in the back here from Emerson Royale. Haaland goes down. Referee says no penalty. A nice ball in by Lewis here on his right foot. Curls it into the far post. Haaland tries to let it sit up for him. Emerson Royale A big arm in the back of Erling Haaland, but I don't think you're going to get a penalty for that. It's a bit of a soft one. Manchester United might, however, although they'd argue not after the Crystal Palace game yesterday. Højbjerg pressed from Julian Alvarez. Spurs play in the right-hand corner of the field and back to Hugo Lloris, who is a man who's got a mistake in him, Lloris. We know that. The Spurs have played past City's press a little bit too easy here. Harry Kane, Akanji tight to him. Kane turns Akanji and Julian Alvarez. Then a nutmeg on Erling Haaland and into Bentancur, who goes back to Dyer and round the corner to Ben Davies here. Perisic very far up this far side. Spurs in sort of a back four at times. Even a back two. Højbjerg's the man dropping deep. Bentancur. It's more of a back two from Spurs than a back three at times. Cal's channel's a bit late. That's fine, Cal. You've not missed any really exciting action so far. Romero, World Cup winner. Emerson. Bentancur. Davies. Into this left-hand channel to Perisic. One-on-one with Rico Lewis here. Stones comes across to help him out. Rico Lewis gets his foot in. Good challenge by Rico Lewis there. There's a bit of an argument going on between Perisic and Bentancur. I think Perisic is just telling Bentancur to calm it down a little bit with his passing. He's not happy with it being fizzed into him, especially in areas where this player's round him. Davies. Dyer. Switch of play by Eric Dyer. Out to Emerson Royal on that far side. Into Kulusevski in behind. Akanji reads it. Go try and watch it behind for a goal kick. Is he Akanji? No. Turns in it. And comes away from Kulusevski. A good ball into Erling Haaland. Touch on the outside of the left foot by Haaland. Into Rodri. Into Julian Alvarez. A late one by Ben Davies. A free kick to Manchester City. Free kick to City here. Late one on Alvarez by Eric Dyer. Or is it Ben Davies? Ben Davies. Alvarez just went to pass it. Davies doesn't get anywhere near the ball. Alvarez strolls away. Didn't play so well in that game in Southampton, did he, Julian Alvarez? I suppose every City player played bad, but he couldn't even control the ball, Alvarez, let alone pass it or shoot. He had one chance, didn't he, at the start of the second half, which would have really put City in a good position. Ederson here, pressed by Harry Kane, did really well there. Ederson was confident. Kane nearly gets his studs on it and directs it into the back of there. Ederson passed it right in front of him. Akanji. Gundogan. Round the corner to Rodri. Nice play by Ilkay Gundogan, who bursts forward. Gundogan. Rodri into Ake. Gundogan turns to Haaland and shouts instructions at him. Grealish at this left-hand side. Back to Ake. Rodri. Rico Lewis. Mahrez. One-on-one with Davies. Cuts inside Mahrez, as you expect. Push and pulled and shirt pulled by Perisic. Advantage played. Mahrez gives it away. Rico Lewis in there. Back to Ilkay Gundogan. Flicked over top to Haaland here. And Gundogan's pass is poor. Haaland made a really nice run there to the right-hand side. And Gundogan passed it to the left over the defence. I think if he got it to the right-hand side, Haaland had a really good chance. One-on-one with the keeper to score. Perisic tries to lump this one away. Scuffs the shot behind for a throw-in. Don't even know if he hardly touched that one there. It was Rico Lewis pressing aggressively in the midfield for Manchester City again. Stones into Akanji. Jack Grealish up against Emerson. Rodri in the middle. Rico Lewis supporting. Stones. He's got Mahrez to the right of him. Goes inside to Rico Lewis. And he goes back to Akanji. Akanji forgets the football under pressure now from Bentancur. He's got to be better there, Akanji, on the ball. Bad first touch, put him in trouble. And that made him go back and allowed Spurs to put the pressure on City. Ederson rolls it back into his own box here. It was good pressing from Bentancur. Tried to pounce on a mistake. A heavy touch from Manuel Akanji. Ederson for City. Stones. Down the line to Mahrez. Into Rico Lewis. Into Rodri. Lewis looks so composed on the ball. Rodri into Gundogan. Spins Gundogan. Julian Alvarez. He's got Haaland in the middle here. Alvarez goes for a cross. It's off the back of Ben Davies and a corner for Manchester City. I think they could have a really good partnership, Alvarez and Haaland. It reminds me a little bit of the Negredo and Aguero partnership, or the, Eddie Dzeko Aguero partnership. Little and large, playing together and working well together. And that is what we like to see as City fans, isn't it? You like to see a strike partnership. I know it's sort of old-fashioned now to see a strike partnership. But I do like that. I like that from Manchester City. The corner comes in from Mahrez. A chance at the far post for Haaland, who knocks it in, but apparently Akanji fouls a Spurs man. I'm not quite sure they're going to give that, though. Comes off Romero. Bentancur wants a foul from Akanji. The referee says another corner. No free kick. It's a good chance for Haaland at the far post there. Couldn't flick it goalwards. Corner to be taken by Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez again looks to the near post this time. Grealish can't win the header and Kulusevski clips it away. Rico Lewis picks it back up and he goes back to Ederson. City start again from base through Ederson. Ederson switching long ball forward to Grealish is a really poor pass. And it goes all the way through to Hugo Lloris. Poor from Ederson. 86% of you guys at the moment believe it will be a Manchester City come the end of this game. 9% a Spurs win and 5% a draw. So there you are, interesting stats there. Alvarez pressing Bentancur. City nearly win it on the edge of the Spurs box. Perisic. Round the corner to Son. Chested down by Son to Perisic. Stones beats Perisic in the air. Stones is not happy with the tackle. And it's a free kick City's way. Stones was winning that header all day long. Perisic straight into Stones. No intention of getting the ball, just trying to nudge Stones, and City get the free kick and they take it quickly. Little high five by Rico Lewis and John Stones. Julian Alvarez feels he's been fouled now by Spurs, and it's another free kick Manchester City's way. Alvarez just flicks it around the corner of Ben Davies, who makes his second or third foul of the game now, and Simon Hooper surrounded by Spurs players who want him to change his decision. Well, there's a few times now Spurs have been happy with the free kicks being given. Alvarez picks it up with a heavy touch. He flicks it round Ben Davies, who then just takes him out. It's clever by Alvarez. The Francis Lee and Joe Royal partnership. Francis being the toned athletic one. Yeah. Well, I like, it's an old classic thing, isn't it? You know, a small and a big man partnership up top. Sutton and Shearer, they were quite big, both of them. But, you know, that sort of thing. I like that. Dzeko and Aguero, Negredo and Aguero. Grealish the goat is here. Great to have you, Grealish the goat. City free kick. Riyad Mahrez to take it. Mahrez shoots straight into the wall. Falls to Grealish, who goes backwards. Didn't even pass it forward or even shoot. Rico Lewis with a poor touch. And back we go to Ederson from our own free kick. That's poor City. I think Grealish got to go for goal there, maybe. Rico Lewis. Under pressure from Son. Skips past Son like he's not there, Rico Lewis. And then he goes into... What a player. Then he goes into Rodri. What a player. What a player he is, Rico Lewis. Skips past Son. Takes the pressure out of City. Lays it into Rodri. Brilliant. Rodri. Manuel Akanji. I'll tell you what, Rico Lewis is really going to start playing right back more often, isn't he? It's going to be him and Walker battling there. And if Cancelo can't make it at left back when City sign a new one, then he could be in trouble, his future Cancelo. And there's rumours this week and reports this week that he is thinking of leaving Manchester City, or sources close to City and close to player think he might be considering his future. Foul on Rodri by Højbjerg, free kick City. Here's Rico Lewis, who plays in all the big games now for City. Stones. Round the corner to Alvarez. Poor pass by Julian, but it was a difficult one for him to control from Stones. Harry Kane, Akanji. Little kick on Kane. Referee plays advantage here. Kick on Højbjerg as well. He's pretending his ankle's been broken. And Spurs don't want to play on. They just want to take the free kick. Well, Højbjerg certainly won to make the meal of things. If we saw in the North London derby, Højbjerg was like breathed on in the box and he went down as if his ankle had been broken. And he's done it for a second time here today. Ooh, actually, to be fair to Højbjerg, Rodri stands on the top of his foot with the studs. That'll really hurt. Carl's channel says strike partnership regarded obsolete, solo strikers like Haaland in the future. Yeah, maybe, but if we can see Alvarez Haaland partnership, I'd be very happy with that. It isn't technically a partnership. I mean, Alvarez is playing in behind Haaland, more of an attacking midfield role, like we'd see Kevin De Bruyne play, interestingly. Davies with a long ball here, off the boot of Mahrez, who blocks it behind for a throw-in for Spurs in their own half. Perisic takes it quickly and looks to send it long, he does, with a throw-in. Instead goes back to Davies and Spurs take it short. Lloris, I think we need to start having shots on goal, City, when we can. We've not created many chances in recent games, and we know Lloris is really poor. We can make a mistake, put him under pressure. Romero underneath it and lumps it away. Rodri heads it back. Akanji, little flick round the corner to Jack Grealish, who's offside, so he leaves it. And Spurs let it roll out for a throw-in. Grealish the goal, says Rico. He's so good. He is, isn't he? He is so good. He is so good. He's going to make some mistakes at times. He's 18. And those mistakes may cost us at times. But he's certainly one for the future. Lloris switched out to Perisic. Rico Lewis beats him to it, but only falls down to Rodrigo Bentancur. Ex-Juve man. Very good at Juve. I thought he was very good. His career just dipped off towards the end. Spurs picked up a really top player in the Uruguayan. Oh, great ball by Kane into Kulusevski. Unlocks this City defence here. Nathan Ake in a foot race with Emerson. And Ake sliding left-footed challenge. Drops Emerson and just walks away Nathan Ake after a crunching challenge on Emerson, who's down on the floor. I tell you what, if he comes off injured, Emerson Royale, advantage Spurs. Good tackle by Ake. Ooh, I tell you what, that's Emerson Royale can't be playing on after that, surely. I don't know how he's back up. I've just seen his ankle completely twist the wrong way. He limps away, takes the throw in. Maybe he's going to play, and I'm very surprised. It looked horrible on the replay. I suppose everything does in slow motion. Spurs looking pretty slick so far. Whirling, says Chris the Art. When Harry Kane drops deep, he's creating chances for Spurs. Emerson Royale with Ake. Kulusevski. Bentancur. Romero. Bentancur. Round the corner, Harry Kane! Into the side netting by Harry Kane. He's offside anyway. England's captain. But it looked like he was about to hit one in the near post there. Was he offside? He was offside, Kane. Totally wrong side of Akanji. And smashes one into the side of the net. Cal says, all the guys see me playing worse with Haaland are wrong. Arsenal just under the level. I mean, City are certainly playing worse than last season. I don't think that is totally to do with Erling Haaland. I think that's to do with Pep's overthinking of trying to be safe and control games all the time, personally. But yeah, you're quite right. Arsenal, compared to City at the moment, are a complete another level. Much better team than City. Stones away. Ridice has just joined the Discord. I've put my votes in the community chat. I just realised how much I missed when I was in hospital. No worries, Ridice. If you can put all your details that you want for your player, if you just scroll through Discord, you'll see other people put their details in. Just follow the structure that they've put in and tell us all about your player, and we'll get that sorted out for you. The same for anyone else who wants to join. Mamuel Akanji. Rodri. Gundogan. Romero tight to him. He's a walking red card, Romero. City need to try and get him to foul them. And he'll go in for another tackle and just keep trying to do yellow card challenges. He has no sense for that. Here's Jack Grealish. Away from Eric Dyer. Grealish. No point going to Ake in the overlap because he's not someone who can cross a football, who's got that sort of ability. Rodri goes wide to Riyad Mahrez on this right-hand side. Mahrez. Lewis. Around 18 minutes of football been played here so far at the Etihad. Mamuel Akanji. Nathan Ake with a cross into the box. It's really poor. Perisic goes back to his keeper. Alvarez dives into Lloris trying to stop it. That is confident from Perisic, but really risky. Very risky. Spurs play out. Gundogan over the top here. Haaland taken down by Romero in the box. Referee Simon Hooper nods his head. Maybe they'll check this with VAR. How do we submit our players? Go and have a look on the Discord, Derp. There's all the details of how to submit your player. Go and have a look. Here's Heung-min Son. Spurs go back and then forward. Harry Kane flick around the corner. Rodri away. Alvarez. Mahrez. Handball, says Manchester City. Simon Hooper says play on. Here is Grealish. Gundogan with a strike from range. I don't know if it's a shot or a cross. It's a bit in between. It's behind for a goal kick. Is it on the Creator Club Career Mode channel? Says Derp. Yeah, it's on the channel on the server, yeah. Just scroll through there. It'll tell you all the details about the player. Other people have submitted on there as well. You can just give us all those details about your players. There's very few spaces left. Obviously, if someone's a We Are City Bronze or Silver Club member, they get first pick. They get first pick. That's just the way it works. First come, first serve. And also, advantage to those guys. Wide to Nathan Ake. The team is on there, Derp. Grealish, skipping past Emerson. Cross into the box, blocked away by Emerson behind for a corner to Manchester City. At the moment, the first team's pretty much finished by left back and goalkeeper. And then we've got a backup goalkeeper and central midfielder. So you've got left wing, right wing. It says it on there. Right back, left back, goalkeeper, backup, centre back, and so on. Yet again, the quality of the balls coming to the box just not good enough by City. Quite right. Gundogan was like a shot or a cross, wasn't it, before? Grealish is there, been blocked off. We're not creating chances for Haaland and Alvarez. Crossing from a corner here. Spurs away, falls to Gundogan. Poor touch by Gundogan, who he's done well actually in the end. And then he goes wide to Julian Alvarez. Alvarez, cross in. To the back post of Stones. Gundogan back out to Mahrez. He looked offside to me, but they play on. Into Grealish, pulls it back to Julian Alvarez. Great block by Eric Dyer, sliding in to block it. And here is Kulusevski and Spurs in the counter. And Riyad Mahrez takes Kulusevski out, and it's going to be a yellow card for the Algerian Mahrez, who's trying to get out of the way of Kulusevski, who runs across him and goes down. Takes him down by mistake, really, it looked like. So see here, Kulusevski's running away in the counter. Mahrez is trying to get out of his way, and Kulusevski just kicks him and goes down. Mahrez didn't even want to foul him there. He was trying to get away from him. Unlucky there. Dejan Kulusevski. Not to get away for Spurs. Mahrez laid it off to Grealish on the left-hand side in the overlap. He pulled it back to Alvarez. It's a good block by Eric Dyer diving in. Sliding in to block it. Otherwise, I think that shot was going in the back of the net. Here's Emerson Royal. Emerson again. Kulusevski, Emerson. Kulusevski. Grealish wins it back. Well done. And into Gundogan. Into Nathan Ake. City play out the danger. Ball forward here to Julian Alvarez. And he goes wide to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez, one-on-one with Ben Davies. This is where a winger with a bit of pace would come in handy. Mahrez tries to cut it inside. He can't do. Behind for a throw into City. Rico Lewis takes the throw in quickly. John Stones. Switch of play to Nathan Ake on this left-hand side of the field. 7% now think a draw is possible, as well as a Spurs win. Akanji, Rodri. Stones. Mahrez into Rico Lewis, who skips past Bentancur, and he's fouled here. How many fouls is Rodrigo Bentancur going to have? I think he's had 2 or 3 already. Simon Hooper. That is his 3rd foul, I think Simon Hooper said down his mic there. Bentancur claims he got the ball. He clearly didn't. Here is Akanji. Stones. Mahrez. Into Rico Lewis. Rico. Did well to keep possession there and pass it into Rodri. Akanji, nice movement forward there to create a passing angle for Rodri. From centre-back, Akanji, heavy touch, and he gives it away to Højbjerg. And it's another late one by Spurs. Another late one by Spurs, and this time it's a yellow card. If that's for Romero, City are doing well, because he's going to get himself sent off, Romero, because he won't stop making those yellow card type of challenges. Akanji sees Romero come out to him, and he passes it. Oh, I don't think he even touched Akanji there. It's pretty cruel for Romero to pick up a yellow card for that. But he's certainly going to get another one if we keep going at him. He's got that enemy. There's nothing in his head that says don't make that challenge on a yellow card with Romero. Akanji. Ake. Back to Rodri, who's now sitting at the heart defence. Akanji's in midfield as he brought the ball forward. Rodri. Stones. Son pressing. Stones. Mahrez. Heung-min Son being shouted at by Conte on the sidelines. The other Spurs players to get tighter to City. Press more. Be more aggressive. Rodri. Ake. Grealish. Prince Kulusevski. Jack Grealish. Can he make something happen here, Grealish? Ball into Gundogan. Couldn't control it. Alvarez and City press hard to try and win it back. Rico Lewis as well. Akanji just pushes Højbjerg off the ball. The referee says play on. Højbjerg has a go at the referee. I didn't think it was a foul by Akanji. I think he's just got his body in the way. Cal thinks Dyer's a walking red card. Well, if you think 2 of the Spurs backline are walking red cards, we're in for a good night, because if we can get both of those booked, City are going to get that, though, aren't they? Mahrez going at Perisic. Mahrez, couple of step overs, right-footed cross blocked by Ivan Perisic. Is it a throw into a corner, Manchester City? Ridai would like James Maddison to be the Gundogan replacement. I think he's a bit too attacking. I don't think he's got the control to bring to a game. I think perhaps Maximo Perrone might be the Gundogan replacement. That's why City are signing him. I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me. And that is maybe a downgrade. We don't know quite how good Maximo Perrone is going to be yet, do we? Corner. Mari swings it in. Headed by Rodri to the far post. Alvarez in there. Spurs get it away. And now Heung-min Son can lead a counter-attack for Spurs. Spurs 2-1 with City. And Jack Grealish makes an absolutely super world-class incredible sliding challenge there on Heung-min Son to stop the counter. Son is 2-on-1 with Kane on Rico Lewis. And Jack Grealish works his absolute socks off here. Gets back to Son. Sliding in, wins the ball. Brilliant challenge. Absolutely brilliant, says Chris. Elite, says Flavius. Was brilliant from Grealish, wasn't it? Showing the hard work he's got in his body, Jack Grealish. I know a lot of people saying City been linked with Kvaratskhelia of Napoli, who to me looks like Jack Grealish when he gets space, to be honest with you. I don't think you'd see him come back and make a challenge like, what a challenge by Grealish. The hard work and the work ethic from him there. Exactly what you want to see from a footballer on your team. Spurs have got 3 wins, 1 draw and 5 losses, I think that it said there in the previous games. Romero. Ball straight into Son in the middle. That's poor by City. Should have read that much better. Son. Davies. Perisic to the left of him. Ivan Perisic. Does he cross it? Goes on his right foot. In swinger. Harry Kane free at the far post. Harry Kane was lining it up to smash that one in on the volley. And Nathan Ake nods it away and behind for a corner. He was ready to finish that, Harry Kane. He was so ready. Nathan Ake saves City. Brilliant from Ake too, says Chris. Quite right. Grealish and Ake making 2 goal-saving challenges within 2 minutes. And that shows the dominant Spurs are starting to have now. Emerson Royal on the edge of the box. Emerson shoots. Sends it into Rose Ed. Poor from Emerson Royal. Pep Guardiola shouts at his players in shock. I don't know why he's not happy with the 2 sitting in front of the defence. Man City actually defending or accurately defending, says Redeye. Stones. Got no one to pass to it. Goes back to Akanji. Risky. Akanji into Rodri. Well played City. Spurs press is not aggressive enough. Rodri across to Nathan Ake. Back into Rodri. City break the press and then they seem to want to go backwards. John Stones to Manchester City. Stones lofted forward. Cuti Romero reads it. Gundogan. Rodri. Ake wide to Grealish on this left hand side. We've seen his defensive quality, Grealish. Now let's see his attacking quality. Crossing from Grealish, deflected. Haaland with a header. Back and across the box. No City player can get there. Cleared away. Rodri on the volley. Blocked away and behind for a corner to Manchester City. Rodri lined that one up. We know he's got an absolute leather of a shot, and he does leather it, doesn't he, Rodri, when he catches it. He can smash them in. This time, he catches it, but it's deflected away by Spurs. I don't think he caught it sweetly. Haaland's telling Stones and I think other players, come on, find me, I think. I can't score if you don't create a chance for me. 28 minutes gone here in this game against City and Spurs. Mari's into the far post. Lloris punched away. Alvarez touches on it, tries to take it down. Rico Lewis clips it back out to Grealish fantastically. Grealish to the far post to Nathan Ake. Nodded on by Romero. Haaland back in there. Body in there by Bentancur. City's move still alive here with Julian Alvarez. Takes the byline. Tackle by Bentancur. And it's another corner for Manchester City. Julian Alvarez is causing problems. I'll stick with my opinion on it. If City score early, it's a goal season for the rest of the game. If 30 minutes pass and we haven't scored, it's going to be a difficult game with plenty of mistakes, says Flavius. I hope that's not the case, but you might be right. 28 minutes played. Romero is down here. The Argentinian on a yellow card for Spurs, holding his head. But he seems to be okay. He's back up again. He wasn't down for very long. Haaland, Rodri, Ake, arms in the air here. Try to decide what corner's coming in. Grealish the Goat's very excited for the City FC career mode. I am as well. Kulusevski round the corner to Højbjerg. And it's out for a throw into City. City very dominant in this game. But they're not creating chances particularly. Not creating clear-cut chances. We struggle against Spurs, says Cal. Very true. Very true. Here's Akanji. Rodri. This game could go anyway, really, couldn't it? John Stones. Rodri. Rico Lewis. Nice first touch, then he clips it round Bentancur. Foul number 5 now for Rodrigo Bentancur. And he's still no yellow card. Well, Simon Hooper says, Rodrigo Bentancur, you get another free pass. Kick on Rico Lewis. How many free kicks is Bentancur going to give away before he sees that card? Rodri into Rico. Give it him in a really poor position. And Rico Lewis has lost it. Akanji, good challenge though. City win it back. Here's Ilkay Gundogan. Ball in behind to Jack Grealish. He's got space in his left-hand side now. Grealish, really bad first touch, and Romero makes a big challenge. Grealish should do better there. The first touch is so poor. So poor. A little writhe smile from Grealish at Haaland. Gundogan with a nice ball in behind to him, but the first touch from Grealish is so heavy. And Romero goes sliding in. And beats Grealish to it. I think he's got to take a better first touch there, Grealish. A much better first touch. Ooh, right. Big challenge from Romero. He deals with it. Corner for City again. City have had quite a few corners so far. Riyad Mahrez this time. He's going for an outswinger. Mahrez in towards Ake. Nodded away by Ivan Perisic. Højbjerg beats Grealish to it. Rico Lewis sliding challenge. And now Højbjerg's gone down. It's Rico Lewis down in pain. This could be a red card. Could this be a red card here? For Højbjerg. It's a yellow card for Højbjerg for a challenge on Rico Lewis, but could it have been red? The linesman immediately waving his flag. Ooh! Højbjerg studs on the ankle of Rico Lewis. Grealish winning more free kicks than Grealish would have thought, it says Chris. Yeah, I mean, Grealish is known for that. Lewis is winning free kick after free kick, isn't he, at the moment? But that is one that's going to really hurt him there. Højbjerg studs on the ankle. I don't think he meant it, but he's lucky it's not red, Højbjerg. Stones. Bad pass to him by Akanji. And Stones goes back to Ederson. And the way he passed that, his body language is a frustration there, John Stones. Being passed to by Akanji. Ederson out wide to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez, Perisic right for the back of him. He's on top of him now, Perisic. Perisic is laughing his head off. I mean, I don't know how that isn't a yellow card. Pep Guardiola saying to the referee, I don't know how it's a yellow card either. Lewis is impressive this season, says Red. He is. He's absolutely class, Rico Lewis. Absolutely class. Who'd have thought, you know, he'd come for the youth system and be this good, really. Obviously, he's going to make mistakes and be perfect all the time, but he's willing to put his body on the line to win the ball, isn't he? But he's limping here. I don't think he's going to be able to... I'd be very surprised if Lewis comes out in the second half, because I think that challenge from Højbjerg might have just finished him off. Son, it was a real late one. Studs on top of the ankle, and he's still limping, Rico Lewis. Here's Eric Dyer. Ball out wide to Emerson Royal. In behind to Harry Kane. Son's run off Lewis here. Ball in behind to Son. Stones beats him to it. Clear to Akanji. He flicks it out for a throw-in. I think Lewis is going to have to go down and get some medical attention, because it is looking like he's fighting the pain here. But that was a horrible challenge from Højbjerg on him. Absolutely horrible challenge. If the ref doesn't give a red for that, what will he give it for, says Carl's. I know, it's disgusting, isn't it? I don't think he means it. But the fact that he's gone studs right down the ankle, right on top of the ankle, it's a horrible challenge. Crossing by Spurs here. Son's arriving. John Stones saves City with a header away. Gundogan straight into Emerson. And behind for a goal kick. Well done, Ilkay Gundogan. Let's hope Lewis is okay and can continue. But at the moment, he's fighting the pain, I'm sure. Son's got a goal record against us, says Red. He's only scored 3 goals this season, Son. They all came in the same game. Flavius has an interesting statistic. In the last couple of games of the Premier League, we haven't had more than 3 shots on goal per game. That is an interesting statistic, Flavius. It's a worrying statistic, isn't it? A very worrying one. Ederson looks long for John Stones. Lewis is still limping a little bit here. But he's still limping, Rico Lewis. Ages after. Gundogan. Okay. Jack Grealish. Lewis trying to offer a pass. Grealish. Stones. Top goal scorers in the league this season. Harry Kane's got 15, but above him is Manchester City's Erling Haaland with 21. Bentancur should be off, in my opinion, says Grealish to go. He should have at least had 1 yellow card. It was Højbjerg who made the challenge. He should have been off, certainly. It's really worrying considering our front lines is Flavius. Yeah, I mean, Haaland's not someone who's going to create chances, isn't he? The chances get created for Haaland. And at the moment, we're not creating chances. I mean, Erling Haaland starts, but Kevin De Bruyne on the bench. Is De Bruyne the only one who can create chances for Haaland? I'm not quite sure. He's not doing so at the moment very well either, is he? Kevin De Bruyne. He's not been in the form that we've seen in the past, KDB. So we'll have to see whether things change for City or not. It's hard to know, isn't it? John Stones on the ball for Manchester City. Ball through to Mahrez here. He'll chase it. And Lloris lumps it away. All the way up to Manuel Akanji. You can't deal with it. Ake's got 2 to deal with. Kulusevski down to Perisic. Akanji there was poor in the air, as he regularly is. Kulusevski's edge of the box to Højbjerg. Højbjerg. Little shift onto his left foot. Kane. Onto Ben Davies in the overlap. Cross comes in here. I'm not sure what happened. Cross come in. City looking increasingly sloppy, says Chris. They are, especially at the back. Especially at the back of Manchester City struggling. That is very clear to see. That City are struggling at the back. And that is worrying. That is worrying for City. Because they just can't seem to stop Spurs at the moment. Spurs are finding a way through time and time again. And that is just too easy. A good save by Edison in the end. A good save by Edison in the end. Come to the far post and Edison managed to catch it straight at him. John Stones. Mahrez. Under pressure here. Mahrez goes back to John Stones. Can't find him. He was deflected anyway. Throwing that Rico Lewis comes across the take. We need Diaz, says Ridai. Yeah, certainly. I think Diaz doesn't help the build-up, does it? Have you seen Kane's statistics this season, says Cal? Yeah, he's brilliant, isn't he? He's brilliant. Oh, City have lost out. Here's Grealish. Kulusevski. Kulusevski onto that left foot into Harry Kane. Kane with a shot. 3 City players block it and İlkay Gundogan gets underneath it and away. Only as far as Perisic. Spurs are all over City here. Højbjerg. Bentancur. Højbjerg again. Diaz. Out to Emerson on this right-hand side. The Brazilian looking to test Nathan Ake. Bentancur. Emerson. Can't beat Ake to it. It flicks off the bottom of Emerson's boot, but the referee says it's still a corner. Didn't see that. Corner ball for Spurs to swing on him. Spurs are looking like scoring, aren't they, at the moment? City are struggling. City really struggling. 7 corners to City to 3 in City's favour. Rico Lewis looks so small in the box, doesn't he? Not the biggest. He's not going to win a header. Neither is Manuel Akanji. He's terrible in the air. Corner ball. Swing in here. It's Erling Haaland nods it away for City at that near post. Heading back into the box here. Edison. Grealish leaves it for Edison. Edison picks it up. Can City get on an attack now? Well, City's still without a shot on target. Have we even had a shot at all? Balling behind to Alvarez here. He's beat Højbjerg to it. And they give it his handball against Alvarez because it bobbles up off the turf and hits him. The other boys, the back line, are not doing horrible. They make mistakes, but it's not like Diaz, Laporte, Stones, though. It's the build-up phase that we've been bad in. Can't get the ball out front. Yeah, just can't create chances, can we? That's the biggest issue. Cannot create chances at all. It's very worrying. Switch of play by Spurs. Grealish reads it, but only can get his head on it. And Romero knocks it into Emerson still. A heavy header by Grealish. You couldn't control it. Here's Grealish for City. Rico Lewis. Strike from range by Lewis. Oh, what a save by Lloris. Rico Lewis nearly scores for City. Nearly. Cross comes in from Mahrez. Nodded away. Rodri. That was a great chance. What an attempt by Lewis. I think it deflects on the way through. At least someone had the sort of goal to just shoot. Stones. Mahrez. Into Rico. Little flick back into Mahrez. Rico goes down. Referee says no free kick. Højbjerg beats Mahrez to it. Højbjerg. Dives under a challenge from Rodri. Free kick Spurs his way. And Højbjerg's down injured again. I hope he gets injured after that disgusting challenge on Rico Lewis earlier on. It comes to Lewis in the edge of the box. And it just takes a flick off the... I think the studs of Heung-min Son. And Lloris makes the save a little bit further to the right hand side. It's going in the bottom corner, that one. Never thought I'd say this, but lack of creativity City right now, I know. Do we need to sign a creative player? It's worrying that KVB leaves or retires. We can never find that kind of replacements as Radai. Very true. Rico Lewis. Skips past Højbjerg. Into Mahrez. Ball in behind here to Alvarez. Read by Ben Davies. Perisic back to Davies. Davies lumps it away. Only as far as Stones. It's gone out for a throw-in. Mahrez. Conte didn't believe so. Alvarez. Back to Mahrez. Rico Lewis. Rodri. Judy's the answer to our problem, says Cal. Maybe. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't think he's creative in the De Bruyne sense, is he? I'd like 2 midfielders in the summer, but we'll have to see. Here's Riyad Mahrez to Manchester City. Rico Lewis, who seems to be back to his best now, not limping the same. Just an impact injury that he's managed to run off. John Stones. Switch of play to Grealish, who's holding space in that left-hand side. It's a shocking pass by Stones. And Spurs get it back. Kulusevski looking to run Nathan Ake here. Ake. Kulusevski falls on him. And then runs it out to play. And it's a throw into City. And he's given a free kick as he spurs his way. Where's he going there, Kulusevski? He only can run it out of play. I think it is a throw into City, but Gundogan's saying, where's the yellow card for the dive by Kulusevski? I think you can dive in the game as long as it doesn't. You're not trying to get it into your advantage, I suppose. They don't mind you diving on the halfway line. Oh, Haaland's in here! Haaland! Oh, saved by Lloris. Can't collect it. Lloris pulls Haaland down. Referee says no penalty. Maybe a 2 main and 1 backup, says Radai. Well, the backup certainly is going to be Maximo Perome. It was Nathan Ake. Great ball in behind to Haaland. He's done this so many times. Haaland can't control it, though. Tries to put it past Lloris. Lloris makes a good save. And Haaland beats him in the air, and then Haaland just drops to the floor. He should have stayed up there, Haaland. I don't think he should have gone down. Haaland didn't get a team of the year, says Derp. Yeah, I mean, how did Jude Bellingham getting it over them? I don't know. Haaland goes down in the box. No penalty. I think it's the 3rd time he's gone down today, Haaland, for a push or a little nudge on him. Flynn Alvarez. Switch of play. Finds Riyad Mahrez. What a ball. Mahrez. Mahrez. So Rodri on the edge of the box. Clips it into Erling Haaland, who heads it over the bar. Should have scored. Should have scored there, Haaland, I think. I really think he should score. Wonderful ball by Alvarez. Out to Mahrez. Cuts it on his left foot. Rodri clips it into Haaland. Centre of the goal. Lloris is coming out to punch it, and he puts it over the bar. Just got to score there, Erling Haaland. Should be 1-0 Manchester City. Should be 1-0 Manchester City. Bernardo will only make it worse, says Cal. I think Bernardo made it very clear he wants to go. So don't expect him to be sticking around, but probably not to Barcelona. Akanji pushing Harry Kane. Then Akanji goes down holding his face here. Referee says no free kick, but it's a head injury. So they'll have to stop the game. And he does do. Haaland's been missing some good chances lately, says Redeye. He certainly has, hasn't he? Should have scored there. Akanji down, the Swissman holding his face. Harry Kane throws the elbow back. And Akanji goes down. We need better squad depth, says Derp. I mean, the squad's certainly weaker, isn't it, as a whole, than it was last season. Crystal City have lost the fear factor. Brentford, Everton, Southampton United, now Spurs, not unfearful anymore, not with good reason. Quite right, Chris. You know, if you nullify Haaland, City don't score from elsewhere because there's no other goal scorers in the team, really. It's true, isn't it? No one's afraid of City anymore, the same. Calce's chances if Bernardo leaves to get Gavi or Pedri. I do not see either of those ever leaving Barcelona. Big Barcelona fans. Ederson with a terrible pass to Rodri. And it's Kulusevski! And Spurs score. And it's down to Ederson. Passing it to Rodri. Kulusevski behind him. 1-0 Spurs. And it's a goal created by Ederson. Get him out. What a mistake, says Flavius. Oh no, says Redeye. Well done, Ederson. Straight to Spurs, not Rodri's fault. Ederson gives it to Rodri with a man on him when he can't even pass it. Absolutely shocker from Ederson. And Spurs take the lead. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Spurs. 1-0 Horrible mistake from Edison. Horrible mistake from City's goalkeeper. And that just might be Spurs 3 points, mightn't it? Losing this means the title chase is over, says Cal. We can say that every single game, Cal, but the title chase is already over. I think the title chase was over the draw with Everton. City are just not very good. And Edison's been caught out there. Just too lazy, Edison. Can't be bothered. Good tackle by Perisic on Mahrez. Oh, referees give a free kick there. I don't understand that. Once again, City architects their own downfall, says Chris. Exactly. So poor from Edison. He just says to Spurs, here you go. Would you like a chance? I'll create a chance for you. And he does create a chance for Spurs, doesn't he? Gifts them with the opening goal. 2 minutes of added time here. Kanji out to Mahrez. Dealt with by Perisic. Son away. Falls to Bentancur. City in big trouble again here. Here's Kane. Played through. Stones luckily beats him to it. Kulusevski on the end of it though. Spurs attack continues. Kulusevski into Kane. Sliding on Rodri. Beats him. Edison palms it away. Emerson Royale scores. 2-0 Spurs. Game over. 2-0 Spurs. Game over. 2-0 to Spurs. Emerson Royale. He's not even a footballer, Emerson, is he? But he's given Spurs a 2-0 lead against City. Ball over the top. Stones doesn't sort of deal with it. I have to say, Rodri. This is horrible defending by Rodri. Kane slides in and wins it off him. And then it comes off Edison straight back to Emerson, who heads it in. What a collapse from City, says Cal. We are done. Well, everyone, change your vote. This is going to be a Spurs win. Rodri, weak challenge in the box, loses out to Harry Kane. Spurs 2, City 0. And that is City's season in the Premier League completely over. Weak from Rodri, says Chris. Certainly. Certainly. That is City's season over. We aren't the same as we once were, says Grealish the goal. We certainly aren't. 2-0 down to Spurs, and that is game over there, isn't it? Just before half-time. Hit with a double hammer blow by Spurs. Half-time. City 0, Spurs 2. Rodri lumps the ball into the stands in frustration. And I tell you what, Rodri, no use moaning. Edison at fault for the first goal, and Rodri at fault for the second goal. Two absolute shockers from Manchester City. We're going to have a break over half-time. We're going to try and digest this. You guys talk amongst yourself in the live chat. But I think that is City completely done. It's a race for top 4 now. Let's hope we can do it. City FC might actually better than Man City right now, says Flavius. Probably right. Ridai's going to make the second half. That's fine, Ridai. City 0, Spurs 2. We'll see you guys after a short break for the second half, where surely Manchester City are dropping all 3 points. And probably even 1 point as well again.
insane. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy. But maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. How do you do? 'Cause I'm feeling so good. Memories now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. Cause I'm feeling so good.
your hand in my pudding, put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poop, your bitch get tooken. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, young and trapping out the bando, from the ceiling fan to the damn floor, trying to stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay, see the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
You got me trapped inside this spell. Now I feel like, now I feel like your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel that.
Too cold, standing in the middle of the downpour, looking in the mirror 'cause it's only you that you have to. Headed backward on the one way, trying to stop from running but you can't wait. Bury all the evidence you lonely learn when you're crashing through.
So welcome back for the second half. Manchester City versus Spurs. I think you can tell in my tone of voice. Deflated with City so far. Absolutely terrible. And apparently the team were booed off at half-time by the fans. The fans actually booed them off. Flavius says, if I was Guardiola right now, I wouldn't even know what change to make. I don't know either. I mean, I've been speaking to him after. What do you change at half-time? You bring De Bruyne on? He's been terrible as well. I think, like you said, that policy of not signing players in January. Cheeky Bergerstein, the City Sporting Director, said, you only make signs in January to admit that you've done something wrong. Well, clearly you've done something wrong in the summer. We sold Raheem Sterling. Yes, Raheem Sterling, who missed lots of chances. We sold Raheem Sterling and we replaced him with Cole Palmer. That is why we're not doing well. Manuel Akanji, I don't rate him either. I don't rate Akanji. There's a reason why he came so cheap. He's been okay. Rodri's having a bit of an off game. Ederson is Ederson, and he'll do that to you. He'll cost you. That's what he does. That is what Ederson does. Haaland comes out the ball in his arms the second half. I mean, what motivation do you give the players at half-time? Stop being bad. They don't care. I mean, that ball that went over the top to Grealish where he took that heavy touch and was a tackle by Romero. Please, somebody in the staff, just look at that and say, Grealish, you should be playing in midfield because you can't run. Put someone on the wing who's actually got any ounce of pace about them, and we might be in behind there. It's unbelievable. Second half on the way. City versus Spurs. City have got to come out all out here, haven't they, second half? And, you know, if we lose 10-0, we lose 10-0. But at least try and score a goal, because at the moment, we don't look like we're ever going to score a goal. I mean, it was 2 gifts to Spurs, yeah. We just don't look like scoring at all. Here's Jack Grealish against Emerson, who clears it out for a throw-in. I mean, Emerson Royale scored against us. The guy's not even a footballer. So, if he's scoring against you, you know you're bad. Still doing this daft 3-2 whatever formation thing where Lewis is playing in midfield. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. If you remember the game City versus Sevilla, yes, they played differently to Spurs. But Sevilla, Rico Lewis played an overlapping fullback. He can do that, so let him do it. Please let him do it. I know we can't do it on the left-hand side. I know the only person we can do is that was this Sergio Gomez, who is also not probably a footballer. But please stop doing this nonsense. It's not working. Mars the ball behind to Davis, who heads it back down to Hugo Lloris. And, I mean, the ground doesn't look full anyway. I think the weather has played a part in that, and also the ridiculous ticket prices have played a part in that. But the ground looks significantly emptier in the second half. Whether people have gone home or not, I'm not quite sure. We play better with the 2-3-5 attacking form. Says Flavius. I don't know what we play. Just play a 4-3-3. City on 39 points, level with Manchester United. Level with Manchester United. Arsenal top of the league on 47 points. Arsenal Premier League champions for certain. For certain. Stones. Grealish. Jack Grealish. White Mahrez. Rodri. I think these players have maybe won too much. I think it's time to refresh the... If we're not refreshing the manager, which I don't want us to do, obviously I don't want Pep to go, we need to refresh the players. And that means removing players. Gundogan tries to back heel it. I mean, if he's going... Sad to see him go. He was the first sign of the Guardiola era. But you know what? He's gone. That's all right. Let him go. Bernardo Silva doesn't want to be at Manchester City. Doesn't want to play for City. Let him go. Alvarez. We need to buy some defenders. Alvarez with a shot from range. Drags it wide. A mile wide. We need to sign some defenders. You know? Milan Skriniar. Free transfer. Get him in. Time to refresh. Joshko Guardiola. Pay the money. Get him in. If that's what it's got to be. It's Kulusevski against Ake. Grealish beats Emerson Royale to it. Grealish's foul. Free kick. City play advantage. Rodri into Rico Lewis. Rico. Little nutmeg on Perisic but can't find Mahrez. And here's Son and Spurs counter once again. Kulusevski. In space on this right hand side. No urgency, no craft, no innovation. And not much desire either, says Chris. That's the biggest one, isn't it, Chris? We certainly have got no craft and no innovation. But no desire is the big, big issue here. No desire. Doesn't look like there's any desire in this City side. City need a big sign or a signing to eliminate from the round of 16, says Cal. I mean, Leipzig had knocked City out. Christopher and Nkunku, just before he joins Chelsea, will knock City out on the counter-attack, wouldn't he? Guardiola and Diaz centre-back partnership would be good, says Flavius. I mean, other than Stones and Diaz, I think Laporte wants out anyway. If he wants out, see you later. Let him go. I think Ake, keep him around to play back-up left-back if you want to play a back three. I know he's decent, but Kanji's got to go, I think. He's okay, but he's not City level, I don't think. We need to refresh the squad. I think there's players that have been around for a long time that just need to refresh the squad now. Players that have come in Pep's first season and so on. Gundogan, I think it's the right time for him to go. Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne warming up for Manchester City. I mean, Foden's in a big dipper form as well, isn't he? Here's Rico Lewis. Wide to John Stones. No options for Stones. Has to go back to Akanji. Edison. Into Stones on this right hand side. Stones. He's just got no one to pass to, Stones. Every time he gets the ball, he gets his head up. Rodri's running away from him. Rico Lewis takes the throw in down to Stones. He plays it forward to Mahrez. Rico Lewis. Rodri. Into Akanji. Who's the passing option from centre-back. We're facing the same problem as Real. We won too much, and now there's a lack of desire, ambition. It's a disgrace, as Cal. Well, it's understandable. It's natural. They're human beings. The lack of desire isn't there anymore because they've won so much. That's why you've got to refresh the squad. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. It's either that or refresh the manager who, instills new desires. And we're not refreshing the manager because Pep signed the 2-year deal. Silva, Phil and De Bruyne are warming up. Don't know how much they're going to help the team right now. I don't think they'll do anything, personally. Ball forward by Spurs. Stones. I mean, City, you know, say City 2-0 down a few years ago, you go, we're 2-0 down, but there's a lot of fight in this team. We can see us coming back to, you know, 4-2. I can't see us getting a goal. I can't. We've got a 21 goal this season so far, Erling Haaland up top, but I can't see City getting a goal. Akanji into Rico Lewis. Lewis to drive the team forward now. Lewis. Wide to Mahrez. Mahrez. Skips past Perisic. Mahrez. Clips one in. Gundogan with a header. Grealish in there. Lloris stumbles at it. And Alvarez smashes it in. City do score. Well, I've just been saying City don't look like scoring. Alvarez is going to put one in. 2-1. Alvarez with a goal. Rico Lewis at the heart of it. Drives City forward on this right-hand side. Into Mahrez, who beautifully skips past Ivan Perisic. Clips it in. Gundogan can't win the header. Grealish goes for the volley. Lloris scrambles at it, really. He's clawed his way to try and pick the ball up. Misses it completely. And Julian Alvarez with a powerful side-footed volley in. And I think Ivan Perisic tries to head it off the line. But he can't do. Comes off the head. Nearly takes the hair off Perisic. Come on, City, says Chris. And so does Addy PP. Triple P. Addy Triple P there. Come on, City from Grealish the goal as well. 2-1. Are City back in this game? They just might be. That's a bit of fight, isn't it? 5 minutes in and we score. Romero back to Lloris. Out to Emerson Royal. Overhit. Throwing for City. The Argentine who's hungry to win. We need more of those places, Cal. Quite right. Quite right we do. Players who want to win things. A player in the World Cup is not enough for him. Haaland's certainly hungry. Alvarez is hungry. What about the rest? Jack Grealish from Manchester City. Skips past Emerson Royal. Ball in behind to Ilkay Gundogan. Nearly from Grealish. Just too heavy on the pass. But it's good play from Grealish. That's what we want to see from him. Drive down the left-hand side. Kulusevski and Emerson come across to him. Ake drags them away. Grealish clips inside Emerson. Then plays a ball between Emerson and Romero. Through to Gundogan. It's got to do better. City win it back again through Rodri. Stones. Alvarez. City continue to push here. Julian Alvarez. Wide to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez. Rodri. Clip one in. Mahrez across. Erling Haaland header. 2-2. And as swiftly as that, these players have come out with some fight for the second half. I don't believe it. 2-2. Let's go. Less than 5 minutes in. And City have already got... Well, remember, Spurs are notorious bottlers. 2-2. Mahrez heads it across. Haaland scores. Is he offside? I don't know. No, he's onside. Mahrez heads it across the box after a clipping from Rodri. Erling Haaland heads it into the back of the net. And it's 2-2. City 2, Spurs 2. 53 minutes gone. 54 minutes gone. And City are level already. That's more like... Where's this City been for the first 45 minutes, though? If we can play like this, let's keep doing it. Alvarez battling. Rodri wins it for City. Stones. This is more like it, City. Where have you been? Hello. Grealish. Ake. Akanji. Back to Edison. Edison, ball forward into Alvarez. Alvarez and Haaland up top. Let's keep doing that, boys. Here is Riyad Mahrez for Manchester City up the right-hand side. Onto that left foot, Mahrez. Into Alvarez. Touch. Takes. Alvarez. Looking for someone in the box. Alvarez still going. Alvarez into the box here. Caught by Hugo Lloris. But City, this is the real City. Quite right, Cal. Finally, City have shown up. Bit of fight from City. Nice to see. Finally going at teams. Where have we been? Where have we been? City pressing. Bentancur. Lloris. Ball forward. Ake. City pressing all over Spurs. Again here. City with a chance. Grealish. Grealish. Grealish. Grealish. Oh, should have shot. Spurs away. City are back, says Chris. They are. Højbjerg is screaming at his Spurs teammates here. Pointing at the head. Use your head. We should have done better. Should have scored there, Grealish. Rodri skips past Kulusevski. Rodri. Oh, into the box and gives it away. Kulusevski. Højbjerg, and he clips it straight to Rodri. City play on. Mahrez for City. We're all over Spurs here. Mahrez, double step over. Right-footed shot by Mahrez. Just wide the post by the Algerian. Well, we're creating chances. We're having shots. And we're scoring goals. What's gone on? Just past the post by Mahrez on the right foot. Good play by City. We've had 3 shots on target in our last 3 games. And today, I'd like to see the stats now. How many shots have we had on target now? Oh, Spurs are on the counter here. Emerson Royale. Rodri intercepts and Stones back to Rodri. Pass on. Well dealt with City. Well dealt with City. Long ball forward to Erling Haaland for him to chase. Haaland just can't keep it in, but he's fighting for it. Ted Carwon says it's been a few months. A few months in City play like this, certainly. 4 shots on target now. We've had more shots on target in this one game than we've had in our last 3. Well, City 1 point ahead of Manchester United as it stands. Still 7 points off Arsenal. Stones heads into the path of Ake. Can't win the header against Kulusevski. Gundogan wins it back for City. Into Bentancur. Little nutmeg Ake. Oh, Nathan Ake. Shocking pass, but he apologises. Hands up in the air. Applause from Pep Guardiola for Nathan Ake working hard. What a better second half from Manchester City. Bentancur. Haaland chases. The intensity is there now. We're finally back from the World Cup break, says Cal. Maybe it took that 2-0 going down for us to turn up. Ake, great pressing. Working hard. Slams Kulusevski to the ground. Nathan Ake late. And Spurs counter. Harry Kane. Kane can't keep it in. Akanji, good defending. Ilkay Gundogan. Mahrez drifting into the central areas now. Riyad Mahrez. And the referee has stopped the game for Kulusevski. Why? Kulusevski's down injured. He's taking the sting out of the game here, referee. Totally taking the sting out of the game. More than half an hour have left. There's plenty of time to go for more. It's a late one from Ake, yes. Get up, Kulusevski. It's about time we put a challenge in like that. He's fine. Stop trying to slow the game down, Spurs. A bad challenge from Ake, says Chris. Yeah, it was. He was late on Kulusevski, wasn't he? But, you know, sometimes City have got to show a bit of that grit, haven't they? I think since Fernandinho's gone, we don't really sort of have that player that'll put a tackle in. Spurs, in the first half, Højbjerg, Bentancur, who else? Romero, all putting really nasty challenges in. Haaland nods it straight up in the area. All putting really horrible challenges in. You know, City haven't really had that player with a bit of grit, have they? Since Fernandinho left. Haaland floors Emerson. Spurs clear it away. Rico Lewis pressing Heung-min Son. Alvarez beats Højbjerg to it and Rodri down to Stones. Better from City. So much better. Good turn by Ilkay Gundogan. Oh, and then he's got to pass it wide to Grealish, but he couldn't get it out of his feet. Bentancur. Spurs don't know what to do when they're not playing counter-attacking football. Pressure's on them. Conceding 2 goals will break most. Well, Spurs are notorious bottlers, aren't they? But things get Spursy against Spurs. City have come back against Spurs before. And it's still not ended well. So I'm not entirely confident yet. But I like the fight City have shown here to get back to 2-2. It's more like it. Romero. Kulusevski. Eric Dyer into Harry Kane. Oh, City are cut open here. Kulusevski down the right-hand side. Dejan Kulusevski. Kulusevski across the box. And Perisic off the bar. Rico Lewis blocks it onto the bar. And clears it away. My word. Rico Lewis slides in, blocks it, and it comes off the crossbar. He's a better goalkeeper than Ederson. He's saved more shots than Ederson has. Here's Perisic. I don't know how Spurs didn't score that. What a block by Rico Lewis. I'm sure it hit him off the foot and clipped onto the crossbar. Eric Dyer. Well, we've got a game in our hands now, haven't we? We're more open at the back, but at least we look like scoring. This is the problem, isn't it? City either are really open at the back and look like scoring, or we I suppose even if we solid at the back, we still look like conceding. Rico Lewis, fouled by Harry Kane. Free kick City. Well done, Rico. See this again. Kulusevski played in by Kane. Ake out of position. I mean, he's so slow, Ake. Kulusevski puts it across the box. Perisic to the far post. And it hits Rico Lewis between the legs. And he flicks it onto the crossbar. Like a back heel. Absolutely incredible goal line block from Rico Lewis. Bentancur, another tackle on Lewis, who's been in the wars today. And he gets right back to his feet to take the throw in. What a player Rico Lewis is. What a player. Come on, City, you've got those two. Let's get that third now. Make Spurs come out. Make Spurs attack us. Rico looking forward to Haaland. Alvarez can't win it. Bentancur up and away. Kulusevski takes it down. Rodri in there. Bentancur. Spurs still look really dangerous. What a challenge by Rodri. Sliding challenge on the Uruguayan Bentancur. Rico Lewis. Back to Stones. Spurs still want to press City. Stones back to Ederson, who worries me every time he touches the ball now. Ball forward to Haaland. Ben Davies goes to win it. Hends it behind him. Haaland against Dyer, and Haaland wins it. And here's Julian Alvarez at Manchester City. Work the ball forward up the right-hand side. Here's Riyad Mahrez. Goes to skip past Perisic. Can't do. Second time he wins it back. A little pull on his shoulder. Rodri. Nice footwork from the Spaniard. We've always been mediocre at the back outside a few good spells from Diaz. We've overcome that with scoring more than the opposition nowadays. Doesn't look like we can do very often, says Flavius. True. That is very true. I think maybe we need to look into centre-backs. Mahrez swings into the box here. Headed away to the near post by Ben Davies. Alvarez throws his body in there. Bentancur. Good play. Heung-min Son. Spurs are making us run again here. Heung-min Son. He's got Kane and Emerson and Kulusevski ahead of him. Kane looking to switch the play, is he? He does do brilliantly out to Højbjerg. Jack Grealish now at left back. Kulusevski against Grealish one-on-one. Kulusevski onto the left foot. Kulusevski. Back into Harry Kane. Looks to line one up. Harry Kane. Shot by Kane. He's dragged wide. On the edge of the box, he hit that one. He's got the quality to do that, Kane. We've got to be careful giving him those chances. Rico Lewis is a superstar. What a block. I don't know if he means it right, but Rico Lewis tries to block it on the line. The ball goes through his legs, and then he flicks his left leg as if he's trying to do a sort of back heel flick, and it flicks off his heel and onto the post. Insane. Haaland under pressure. Oh, he's lost out here, Haaland. Rodri picks it back up. And out to John Stones. Stones. Referee plays advantage. I think there's a foul in there, maybe an offside or something. Rodri. Nathan Ake. Out to Jack Grealish, this left-hand side, up against Emerson Royale. Come on, Jack. Show us something. Okay. Rodri. Switch to Mahrez is a bad pass, but Mahrez beats Perisic to it. And here's Mahrez one-on-one with Ben Davies. Mahrez onto the right foot, into the box here! What a goal from Riyad Mahrez! What a goal from Riyad Mahrez. It's 3-2 City, and we've absolutely turned this around. What a comeback. It's not over yet, it's only 63 minutes. But Riyad Mahrez here, he beats Perisic to it. A bit lucky with a bounce, but once he picks it up, the Algerian's eyes completely light up, and he sees ahead of him one Ben Davies, a Welsh centre-back who's not the best. And Mahrez, 1, 2, 3 step overs onto the right foot. He slams it in at the near post along the ground, past Hugo Lloris. City 3, Spurs 2. What a turnaround. Oh, Lloris should be doing better. But we know that with Hugo Lloris. City 3, Spurs 2. City in front. Could this be the start of Manchester City's season? Could this be the start of Manchester City's Premier League campaign? I hope so. Long way to go yet, but we're 3-2 up now. What is going on? Why haven't we played like this all season? What a comeback. Classic in the making, says Chris. It certainly is. 3-2. But Spurs like to come back against City. Spurs like to come back against City. So I'm not entirely convinced yet. It's the Riyad's pasta that's finally taking effect to them, says Flavius. Well, I hope so. Rico Lewis with a challenge on Ivan Perisic, who goes down clutching the calf here. The Croatian. Spurs being Spurs, he says, Cal. Can we say that at the end of the game? Please, let's not get too confident. It is Spurs. And Spurs, things do get Spurs against Manchester City, but usually in the way of Spurs and the, helping Spurs out. Pep Guardiola didn't even celebrate the Mahrez goal, really. Just a bit of a fist pump, pointed up to the stands. 3-2. It's like he expected it. Romero for Spurs. City pressing now. Better. We look more open at the back, but we're pressing. Lloris under pressure from Erling Haaland. And a long ball all the way through to John Stones. That is what we need to do. Press Lloris. He's terrible on the ball. And he's also not a very good goalkeeper. I read this week that Spurs are very interested in Atletico Madrid keeper Jan Oblak. And speaking of Spanish football, as far as I know at half-time, Villarreal 1-0 up against Real Madrid. An absolute cracker from Etienne Capoue, ex-Watford man. Chris says, I think they've got at least one more goal because Kane hasn't got his yet. Exactly. Kane hasn't scored yet, and Kane always seems to score against City recently. Well, I think I read before the game, it said stats-wise, Kane scored 4 goals this against City. 3 in one game, and 1 for Norwich against City. He's never scored before. Gundogan, switch of play out to Jack Grealish on this left-hand side. Jack up against Emerson. Grealish clips into the far post. It's a terrible cross by Grealish. He tried to do that sort of cross that you see Kvaratskhelia do for Napoli, where he sort of clips it with the right foot and just bends it into usually the onrushing Nigerian Osimhen for Napoli. Grealish tries it himself, doesn't work. Ted Kawanuki says, just one more to cement it. I mean, yeah, that's necessary. City shouldn't do what they did against United and go, right, we've scored 1 goal, let's sit off. Let's try and get 5. Let's get 4, then let's try and get 5. Carlos Jones says Martinez is a great keeper, maybe him for Edison. I don't like his personality, Cal. To be honest with you, I don't like his personality. Here is Romero. Haaland's looking tired. He's a big man. You don't want to be running around pressing all the time. Emerson, Kulusevski, Emerson, Romero. Oh, a bad pass by Romero to Emerson, and Spurs go back, and Pep Guardiola jumps up on the sidelines, getting Grealish and City to press. Hugo Lloris. Long by Lloris. Beats Lewis to it. There's Perisic, and he passes it straight to Rodri. City back in possession again. Stones, Rodri, Lewis. Rodri, come on City. 3-2 up, and turned it around completely. Gundogan, Rodri. Into Rico Lewis on the right-hand side, who's surely cemented. He's got to start every game. If he's fit and ready to play, Rico Lewis, he's got to play. I'm sorry, Kyle Walker, but Rico's outdoing you right now. Stones. Lewis. Spurs press him. Lewis in behind to Haaland, but Haaland hadn't made the run. Carl says his personality may be bad, but he gets the job done. I mean, that's true. That's true. I don't know. I prefer nice people at Manchester City, to be honest with you. I'd find it very hard to support someone like, remember Wayne Rooney at United? He's horrible. Why would you want him? Alvarez, good pressing on the Spurs player here, and City win it back here. Jack Grealish up against Romero. Grealish still. Oh, bad cross by Grealish, straight back to Spurs. Kulusevski under pressure from Nathan Ake, who's beats Kulusevski to it. Ake's still going here. He's working hard. Still going Nathan Ake, and a free kick goes Spurs his way. Simon Hooper buys into that one there. Pep Guardiola is saying to Jack, get in to Spurs here. Beat him. Beat your man. Get at them. Enzo Manzquera as well on the sidelines. Change for Spurs. Ivan Perisic is off. And on comes Ryan Sessegnon. Once a real highly rated young prospect at Fulham. Could play left wing, could play left back. Made the move to Spurs, and it's just not worked for him, has it? Just not worked for him. And I saw Spurs the other week saying that he's no better than Emerson on the right-hand side. I mean, that is worrying. That is worrying, isn't it? Gundogan, City have it back again, and Gundogan back to Akanji. Well done, City. That's some of his mistakes, this Carl's channel. I don't know. We'll have to see. He's more attacking than Perisic. I suppose they need a goal. Here's Mahrez. Real Madrid have equalised, says Flavius. It's 2-2. I don't mind Real Madrid, to be honest with you. I don't mind Real Madrid. I like them more than Barcelona. Grealish, under pressure from Emerson. Into Ake. Rodri. Ake. Lets it run. Back into Grealish on this left-hand side. Come on, Jack. Let's go at them. Attack. Grealish. Gundogan. Into Haaland, is it? Oh, Gundogan's pass is just too far one way. Emerson clears it behind for a throw into Manchester City. Needs to be better there with his final ball. Captain Ilkay Gundogan. Ake on the throw-in. I don't mind Real Madrid, and I don't mind Villarreal either. Both sides, I just don't mind them at all. They're okay, aren't they? Akanji. Gundogan. Ake. Grealish. Gundogan. Brilliant football from City. Into Haaland by Gundogan. It's another poor pass by Ilkay Gundogan. And Spurs come the other way. And Manuel Akanji just pushes Harry Kane off the ball. Wonderful physicality from Manuel Akanji. Who's been calling him? He's great. It was me. Rico Lewis coming forward for City. Down this right side. Riyad Mahrez. Left-footed Mahrez. Rodri. Back to Mahrez. Flavius likes Valverde, top tier player. I mean, he'd be a good Gundogan replacement, wouldn't he? He's absolutely amazing, Valverde. And he's got a ridiculous ability to shoot from range. Rodri. Gundogan. Taken down. Referee says no. Spurs come on the counter. Ilkay Gundogan, that's weak. Bentancur. Wide to Emerson. City got a bit of defending to do now. Ilkay Gundogan fell to the floor and he goes in and smashes Bentancur. And the referee gives a free kick and Gundogan says, well, if it's not one way, why not the other? But that's silly from Ilkay Gundogan. That's letting his emotions get the better of him. Really silly from the captain. Romero fouls him. Gundogan says, they say no free kick. Gundogan gets back into position and goes and fouls them in a similar way. But you always know the referee's going to give it. A little kick on Bentancur on the way through. Said it was no different. Free kick Spurs in a good position now. Let's hope that hasn't cost us Ilkay Gundogan, because that was you getting hot-headed there. And letting the situation get to him. Heung-min Son over it. City need to show this sort of fight and determination every game, don't they? Every game they need to play like this. Crossing by City into Spurs. Harry Kane with a handball. Clear as day handball. Free kick to City. I thought Kane was going to smash that in then. Really nice clipping by Son. It falls to Harry Kane. Gundogan's on the floor again and Kane touches it onto his hand. I mean, if he didn't do it, probably in a better position for him. Akanji came across to block it. Free kick City. 71 minutes gone here. Come on, City. Plenty of time to go yet to go and get that fourth goal. Obviously, you can talk all about this game on our We Are City Discord after this. On our server, we've got a match day tab. Let us our thoughts know after the live stream. It can continue on there on the Discord. The community of the We Are City channel does not end with this YouTube live stream. Long ball to Haaland, who wins the header and knocks it onto Julian Alvarez, who takes it away from Ryan Sessegnon. And here is Julian. And he skips past Sessegnon backwards to Rico Lewis and into Rodri. Akanji steps up for a passing option. And Rodri goes to the left-hand side to Nathan Ake. Ake out to Grealish. Grealish 1-on-1 with Emerson. Get your head up, Grealish, and run at him. Grealish. Oh, tackle by Kulusevski. Grealish always tries to go inside. Maybe try to go outside one time. Kulusevski under pressure from Grealish. And a throw into Manchester City. What? Is that not a throw into City? No. Grealish is saying I've got two there to try and beat. I think Bernardo and Diaz is saying, come on, beat him. Grealish is saying I've got two to beat. Emerson lifts it up and lumps it away. Akanji. Down to Stones. And then back to Ederson. Oh no, he decides not to go back to Ederson Stones. That's probably the right decision, because keep it far away from the Brazilian. Akanji left-footed long ball. Davis takes it down. Alvarez pressing Hugo Lloris. Still under pressure, Lloris here. Alvarez nearly catches him out. Ben Davies might be caught by Mahrez here. Gets lucky, the Welshman. Haaland. Bit of a push from him on Davies as City try to work the ball there. Rodri. Mahrez. Ryan Sessegnon away. Sessegnon. A bad pass and Grealish intercepts. Back to Akanji. It's poor by City. Here's Heung-min Son. Out to Emerson. Back to Son. Spurs in around the box here. Grealish deflects it away. Kulusevski. Emerson. In behind to Son. Mahrez defending. Son still. Back out to Emerson once more. Cross it in, does Emerson. Nodded away. Long shot by Romero, who skies it into the stands. Great chance for Spurs there. Grealish cut out a pass with a sliding challenge. It went into Akanji, who couldn't control it, and you thought Son was in. Stones did well to get a confident Heung-min Son shoots there and puts it in the top corner. But it's not a confident Heung-min Son. And it got a little bit scrappy. And eventually it was an Emerson cross that came in. I hope we don't let the tempo drop because we have the lead, but it's looking like inviting Spurs on again is not a good strategy. Very true. Spurs are bringing on energy as well, Chris, in the midfield. They've just brought on Yves Bissouma for Bentancur, a very energetic Malian international, signed from Brighton. So that's something to look out for. Spurs matching City's energy with an energetic midfielder. Mahrez. Off a Spurs player throwing to City. And Haaland's just saying, come on, City. Just control the tempo a little bit. Let's play at our pace. Slow it down for the throw-in. Julian Alvarez. Bags of energy in the Argentinian, isn't he? And for City, close to signing Maximo Perón, a central midfielder from Vélez Sarsfield, Argentinian, around 9 million. I hope he's got as much energy as Alvarez. Sessegnon pushes Mahrez to the ground and beats him in the duel. Ben Davies back to goalkeeper Lloris. Lloris into Dyer. Dyer into Romero. Back to Dyer. Tell you what, Spurs play out really, really well there. Emerson, Dyer over the top and in behind to Harry Kane. Akanji tight to him. Stones has got to win this one. John Stones does win this one brilliantly. Gundogan, Rodri. Rodri still. Oh, finds Mahrez in a little pocket of space here. Alvarez lets it run behind him. Jack Grealish up against Emerson. Grealish behind Alvarez, who's slipping and sliding, but he still managed to stay on his feet and keep the ball into Rodri. Lewis. Rodri. Cal says Valverde or Enzo seem like City material. I think Fernandes, but 120 million euros City are never playing for paying that so much for a player. And Valverde, I tell you, he cost twice as much as that, and Real Madrid wouldn't let him go. So unfortunately, those two are just the dream. Personally, don't think City will get Jude Bellingham either, but I didn't think they'd get Haaland. So, you know, Mahrez a foul by Sessegnon here. Free kick for City. Perron looks good in his show reels on YouTube, says Chris. He does, doesn't he? And there was one real big highlight I saw in those, which was despite being a holding midfielder or a central midfielder, I think he's sort of a Gundogan mould. I don't think quite as attacking as Ilkay Gundogan. I saw one where he played a pass with the outside of his boot, bending round the opposition's defence to create a chance for a goal in the last minute for his team. He looks definitely a high-quality player, and to be fair to him, he looks like he's got a bit of an engine on him. He looks tenacious, and that's exactly the sort of midfielder I think City are missing at the moment. Ake into Grealish, good touch by Grealish. Back out wide to Nathan Ake, who's playing like a winger here, Ake. One-on-one with Eric Dyer, Ake pulls it back, straight to Spurs. He doesn't know what to do when he gets in those attacking areas, Ake, but he's running back here, and he's going to win it back off Emerson. Oh, well done, Ake. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, putting everything on the line there. I mean, if it's possible to get Valverde and Bellingham, one of the three is most likely. Unfortunately, we have to wait until the summer. I don't think City would only pay 120 million euros for a player if they were English. I'm telling you that now, and that's why they might spend that sort of money on Bellingham if they can convince him, but they won't spend it on Enzo Fernandez. No way. No way. Here's Grealish. Into Haaland by Alvarez, just behind him. Spurs lump it away. Kane beats Rodri in the air. Gundogan's going to beat Basuma, which he doesn't do. Son picks it up, and Son puts it into a great space for Emerson Royal to chase it. Emerson can't keep it in. He's not a footballer, Emerson, is he? He can't be a footballer. Spurs had a great chance there. That was really poor. Richarlison's going to come on to get in some fights now. Push a couple of City defenders. Cause problems. And it is number 12 for Spurs that is coming off. That is Emerson. Emerson Royal off. On comes Richarlison. And number 33, Ben Davies, off for Clement Longley, ex-Spurs and Sevilla centre-back. Cal says we spent 100 million on Grealish. We can break the bank if needed, but only for an English player. Trust me, I cannot see City playing that sort of money for a non-English player. I really can't. They accept that English players are premium, and you have to pay that sort of money for them. I think that's the way it looks to me. Nathan Ake for the throw-in. Romero having a bit of pushing match with Haaland here. Haaland pushes him back. Throwing to Alvarez. Oh, and Julian can't keep it in. Unlucky. Throwing to Spurs. Romero to take it. Spurs have gone to a 4-4-2, I think, now. Richarlison and Kane up top. Son and Kulusevski on the wings did the same against Arsenal. Didn't quite work. Højbjerg. Outside the boot, passing to Clement Longley. Sessegnon. Højbjerg. Longley. I don't think he's one of the best in possession, Longley. I thought he wasn't particularly good at Sevilla. He looked not great at Barcelona either. Sessegnon under pressure from Rico Lewis. Riyad Mahrez has won it off Sessegnon into Haaland, who's holding him off here. Haaland into Alvarez, got a shoot. Didn't do. Great work by Haaland there using his body, but he's got to shoot there, Julian Alvarez. Mahrez knocked it onto Haaland, back to Mahrez. Takes a touchdown into Rodri, and City take the sting out of it. Brilliant. Chelsea will be spending big this summer for Mudryk. Chelsea will keep spending big, trust me. They've had a £65 million bid for Moises Caicedo of Brighton rejected. Apparently they won't pay any more than that for him. But I mean, Chelsea will keep spending big. Todd Bowley is going big. They've just signed Noni Madueke as well for €40 million. Ridiculous. Ake, bad touch against Richarlison, but he throws his body in there, Ake. Gundogan wins it back for City. Basuma then fouls Ilkay Gundogan. Free kick Manchester City. Bernardo Silva is going to come on for Manchester City to add some energy to this Manchester City midfield. And off comes Captain Ilkay Gundogan. He's run his socks off, Gundogan. Flavius says Mudryk's likely to be worth it. I would have loved him for us. I agree with you, Flavius. I think if he performs, you don't worry about the price tag. What, 70 million? What does it matter? If he's absolutely blistering at players like he can do, he's going to cause problems, isn't he? I'd love a pacey winger at Manchester City. I don't think Kvaratskhelia is the answer, personally, despite him running at people. Although maybe Pep's, preferred option. I think someone like Rafael Leao. Bit of flair, bit of pace, but I suppose Pep won't let him do that, maybe. There's that Georgian player, Kvaratskhelia. Cal. He's not pacey. Oh, it's dropped to Haaland here. City 4-on-3. Haaland's going to get his head up and go wide to Mahrez. Mahrez into Alvarez. Oh, good defending by Ryan Sessegnon. City miss out on a great chance there to make it 4. Mahrez messed it up a little bit. Haaland went wide to Mahrez. He went in behind to Alvarez, and if he just got his foot across it, Leao definitely a good choice is Flavius. Full of flair, isn't he, Rafael Leao? Full of flair. Then we can have Foden, and we can have Foden playing either right wing or left wing, can back up to Grealish on the left and Mahrez on the right, or Leao on the left and play Grealish more in the middle role. I don't know. We'll have to see. Corner Manchester City. Erling Haaland in the box. Mahrez to swing it in. Mahrez swings it in. Rodri with a header. Blocked by, is it the arm of Richarlison? Nakanji makes a sliding challenge on Ryan Sessegnon. Chris said he would love to see Haaland charge through there. I would as well. I just don't think he's got it in his game. That's a handball by Richarlison. It should be a penalty. Spurs would get it against City. So many times Spurs have got dodgy handballs against City. You think City would get one against Spurs, but I don't think they will. Spurs would get it against City, wouldn't they? Spurs would certainly get that against City. Play on. Yeah, no surprise. If it were Gabriel Jesus putting it in the back of the net, it was handball. And if it were Laporte and he accidentally brushed his finger and might have done, then they rule out the goal. Pep Guardiola here. He's bringing on Kyle Walker. And the game is stopped for some reason. Rico Lewis is down and injured. 18 years of age, Rico Lewis, and off he goes to be substituted for Kyle Walker. Chelsea at 10th position, says Ted Cart. Wanuki, yeah. Chelsea not doing so well. Cal says Sancho would have fit in, but he shows United. I tell you what, I'm glad we didn't get Sancho. He doesn't even play for United, does he? He doesn't even play for United. I don't think he's someone that's very into it. We had Sancho before we saw to Dortmund. Yeah, I mean, I think it's an attitude issue with Sancho. I don't think Pep Guardiola likes his attitude, personally. Rico Lewis off. Kyle Walker on for Manchester City. 83 minutes of football played. Can City hang on? Can City get a finishing 4th goal? Kevin De Bruyne and Ruben Diaz barking instructions from the sidelines here at Julian Alvarez and Erling Haaland, trying to get City to press, trying to get City to beat Spurs here comfortably. Eric Dyer with a switch of play is absolutely shocking. And it's behind for a throw into City. And Mahrez says to Walker to slow it down. That's poor from Dyer. Chris can't shake the feeling that City need one more quite. Yeah, I think everyone might be feeling that way as well. I certainly think City need one more, especially against Spurs. All this hard work and a fight back, we can't be throwing it away. Walker. Alvarez. Back to Kyle Walker. And he goes back to John Stones. Bernardo. Walker. Bernardo Silva, who I thought was really poor in the Manchester derby at times. Passing wise anyway. Ake. Into Grealish. Kulusevski tight to him. Back to Ake. Richarlison presses Ake. Rodri. Rodri back to Ederson. Ederson, don't be messing about. Sends it long to Haaland. Nods it up to Alvarez. Well done, Haaland. Alvarez, come on, fight for this one. He doesn't do. Sessegnon wins it. Rodri in there against Son. Sessegnon against Walker, who puts his foot high and lumps it away. Taken on the chest by Yiz Basuma, comfortably. Longley. Ball in behind here to Harry Kane on the chest. The Kanji tight to him. Can't win it back off Harry Kane. He's held onto it well, but his pass is poor, and Bernardo Silva sliding in wins it. There's a ball in behind here. Lloris has got to get there. Lloris does against the Haaland. He lumps it away. Bernardo Silva heads it back forward for City. Mahrez takes it down the chest. Riyad Mahrez. City with a chance here. Mahrez through to Erling Haaland. Romero there in the heel of Erling Haaland. It could be a penalty for Manchester City. No. Well, I didn't think he'd get the ball there, Romero. I didn't think he got the ball. I thought he'd come through the back of Haaland. Stones beats Kane to it. Stones goes forward. Stones still. Takes it to the corner flag, Stones. Then off long late and behind for a throw-in. Well, I'd like VAR to look at this one. Because Haaland's in. Romero doesn't get the ball. He just takes the back of Haaland out. Is that not a VAR decision to look at? Apparently not. Mahrez into Rodri. Rodri, clip one into the far post. Grealish down to Haaland. Can't beat Romero to it. Good play by the Argentinian centre-back who lumps it away. Only as far as Nathan Ake. Back out wide to Grealish. Romero's coming across the foul. Grealish here. I think Grealish can sense that. He keeps hold of the ball well. Grealish into the corner flag. Not gone. Grealish flicks it into the middle here. And Højbjerg out for a throw-in. It's not a pen, says Grealish to go. I feel like it should have been. 3-2 to Real Madrid, says AM7. Well done, Real Madrid. Kings of Spain, aren't they, really? That's why they've got a crown on the badge. I don't like tense, says Cal. Says Chris to Cal, yeah. I don't think any of us like. This is going to be tense. I think it's going to be very tense last few minutes. Few minutes anyways. 5 minutes currently left in the game. Plus added minutes. Could be plenty more. Grealish throwing to Bernardo Silva onto the... Grealish. Grealish still. Grealish off Romero. It's a throw into City. Off Cuti Romero. The Argentinian centre-back. Kulusevski's not happy with it. Take your time, Super Jack. Grealish looks to take the throw-in. Throws it into Haaland in the corner flag. He loses it, Haaland. That's poor. Oh, City. Don't mess about with it in the corner and then lose it like that. Bissouma, a little drag back and away from Bernardo Silva. Bissouma looking for options here. Wide to Kulusevski. Rodri dives in. Kulusevski past him. Ake. Good challenge by Nathan Ake. And now Grealish and City are 3-on-3 here. Jack Grealish runs at the Spurs defence. Romero on a yellow card. Fouls Grealish. He's on a yellow card here. And no free kick, apparently. Spurs go the other way. Interesting, referee. Pep Guardiola's going mad at Simon Hooper on the sidelines. Romero just pulls Grealish down and no free kick. When City are on a counter. Joke of a decision. Romero on a yellow card as well. He would have been off then. Why the hell didn't Jack pass the ball, says Chris. I don't know. He was looking for the free kick and when he saw Romero, he wanted to get him sent off. Kulusevski. Could the referee cost us again here? Kulusevski across the far post. Højbjerg heads it up. Walker in there. Højbjerg still. Oh, and Alvarez just pokes it away for City. Just. No one's really running in wanting the free kick to Flavius. I mean, I thought he was pulled down, Grealish, by Romero, who's on a yellow card. Out wide to Kulusevski here. Takes it away from Grealish. Grealish beats him to it. Grealish holds on to it. Back to Akanji. And flicks out to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Akanji lumps it away on the left foot. Manuel Akanji. Haaland's not chasing that one. Spurs to keep it in. Pep Guardiola. He's going absolutely mad how that wasn't a free kick on Jack Grealish. Absolutely mad. I don't know if he's unhappy with Grealish or he's unhappy with the referee. But he thinks it should be a free kick. Sessegnon. Long late. Spurs search for the equaliser. 2-0 up at half-time. And now behind. City have shown some fight, some grit, some determination. Good fight back. Richarlison's in behind Ake here. City's defence is stretched all over the place. Harry Kane. Heung-min Son in the middle. Harry Kane across to Heung-min Son. Ooh, Edison nearly drops it. But he catches it. Strong hands from the Brazilian. In the end. But I thought he was going to drop it there. Bernardo Silva. Out to Jack Grealish. Grealish. Switch of play to Riyad Mahrez on the right-hand side. 88 minutes of football played. City. Let's see something now from a side that you need to show. Especially when, you think City shipped them 2 goals against Real Madrid in those last 2 minutes. We need to show our ability now to see out games. Kyle Walker. Can we see this game out? John Stones. Back to Edison by Manchester City. 88. Now 89 minutes played. Long ball to Mahrez. Oh, it's a mistake by Spurs. Mahrez is in. Mahrez! Manchester City have won it 4-2. What a goal from Mahrez. 4 goals in the second half. What a game. What a game. I should have been there. 4-2 Manchester City, and it's Riyad Mahrez. And relax, says Chris. Quite right. Everyone, you can breathe again. What a mistake at the back by Spurs. Long ball by Edison. And who is it? Clement Longley. Terrible touch. Mahrez in behind and he lifts it over Hugo Lloris. What a goal by man of the match Riyad Mahrez. 4-2 City. Clement Longley. Absolutely embarrassed and Mahrez gambled on that. What a goal by Mahrez. City is still in this title race. City is still alive here. It just might be. 4-2 Manchester City. What a game. What a game of football. in the Premier League we've had today. Pep Guardiola celebrates that. He knows what that is. Riyad Mahrez. What a goal. Fantastic. I don't think anyone predicted that. Someone predicted 4-2. Who predicted 4-2? Someone did. I think it was Ridai. Who predicted 4-2? Someone certainly did. Erling Haaland comes off for City. Ruben Diaz on. Someone predicted 4-2. I'm sure they did. I think it could have been Ridai. 4-2 for City. He said Alvarez would score one. He said Haaland would score two and Mahrez the other one. He's not far off. Alvarez, Haaland and a double from Mahrez. Ridai, very close. 4-2 he said. 4-2 it is. And he nearly got the scores exactly right. Cal's Channel says, didn't think that's how we'd go at half time. I tell you what, Cal's Channel, if you listen to my voice at the start of this half compared to now, I was absolutely dejected. I just thought, that's it. City have got no fight anymore. We're terrible. And then this happens in the second half. You just can't believe it. But we've got to play like this every game now. Swinging by Spurs, head away by big Ruben Diaz. Jack Grealish, and he runs at Spurs, Grealish. Looking to take the challenges. Grealish still spins. And out wide to Kyle Walker. 4 added minutes. 1 minute has already been played. Walker, Mahrez, Rodri, Grealish. City go again. Mahrez at this left-hand side now. Mahrez with space. Jack Grealish into Julian Alvarez. Alvarez at his left foot. Alvarez skies it wide there. That's poor from Julian. That's really poor from Julian. Not got much of a left foot, has he? He puts it straight into the stands, he does, Julian Alvarez there. Tries to leather it near post, top corner. Mahrez wanted it from Grealish because he wanted his hat-trick. City 4, Spurs 2. Wow, I actually saw someone as well online say City are going to win this 4-2. I saw that. Some optimists out there, isn't there? Some optimists out there, certainly. Chuff now, says MK. No chance we bottle this now, says Carl's Channel. Well, I hope not. There's 2 minutes yet to go. Heung-min Son. Ryan Sessegnon. Longley. Clement Longley. Oh, he's giving away to Julian Alvarez in the box here. Should be a penalty. He's given a free kick the other way. Should be a penalty to Manchester City. Alvarez gets his foot in the head of Basuma, who clatters into him. Referee gives a free kick the other way. Højbjerg. Richarlison for Spurs, who've thrown away a win here after City gifted them 2 goals. Spurs are in behind. Richarlison across the cane. What a defensive block by Manuel Akanji sliding in. He's had a good game, Akanji, in the second half. Been absolutely solid in the second half. Really been close to Kane. Give him a hard time. The ref has been so bad, says Graves to the goal. Yeah, I don't think he's been amazing, the ref, but we've seen worse, like the ref at the weekend. Heung-min Son. Still in the box here, Son. Akanji away. Jack Grealish picks it up. Go on, Jack. Go on, Jack. Into Alvarez. Wide to Bernardo Silva. Grealish making a run in behind. Bernardo. Oh, and Grealish stops running. He hasn't got the legs. 93 minutes and 20 seconds played here at the Etihad Stadium. Not long left. Ridai is right, I think. Basuma, bad touch. Grealish on him. Good spin by Basuma. Out to Clement Longley. Antonio Conte. I think he's going. Ake. Into Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Switch a play to Kyle Walker. Finally back at it, guys, says Flavius. Finally, City are back at it. Stones. It's been a classic, hasn't it, really? Rodri. Seconds to go. Game over. 4-2 win for Manchester City. 2-0 down at half-time, and you think, that is it. Fans dejected. Players dejected. No boos at full-time. Quite right, Chris. City 4, Spurs 2. What a game. City win. And City now are still on the tails of Arsenal. All smiles from Erling Haaland, who gets his goal. Alvarez gets his goal as well. Mahrez with a double. City back at it again. What a win. That's the fight we need to show in every game. Not just in the second 45 minutes. Thank you all for being here. Ridai, congratulations. You got the 4-2 right. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks for saying it's such a good commentary. It's been great. What an exciting game. What an absolutely exciting game. And we'll see you guys all for the next game. Not the Wolves game on the weekend. Not the Wolves game on the weekend, because hopefully the snow has gone away. And I will be at the Wolves game, be the next Manchester City away game. Great win, says Faiz. Quite right. What a win by Manchester City. Remember, if you want to be part of the We Are City FC career mode, you can join our Discord and talk us through it. Join the members club for first chance at being in the team. We're going to set a deadline pretty soon. We'll see you all, guys, next time. Spurs, complete bottlers. City, fight determination. Is the title race back on? We'll have to see. Please don't forget to like the video as well. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. Goodbye.